This video is inspired by the groundbreaking insights of Dr. Joe Dispenza in his book You Are the Placebo. While not a word-for-word summary, what follows is a powerful synthesis of his teachings, blended with emotional insight, spiritual symbolism, and practical application.
Have you ever wondered why your deepest desires, love, healing, success, sometimes feel just out of reach, no matter how hard you try? What if the problem wasn't in the world, but in your programming? What if the life you're living is not the result of your circumstances, but of a subconscious script written without your awareness? In this video, we're going to explore one of the most profound truths hidden in plain sight. You are not a victim of your reality. You are the author of it. Dr. Joe Dispenza, in his groundbreaking book You Are the Placebo, reveals how your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions don't just influence your body, they shape the very fabric of your life. He shows how the mind, when properly trained, can rewire the brain and recondition the body to create a completely new destiny. And you don't need luck, talent, or even perfect timing to do it. You need knowledge. You need a method. And most importantly, you need to believe differently. Stay with me until the end, because we're going to uncover how to manifest a new reality by reprogramming the mind that's been unconsciously keeping you in the old one. This is about science. This is about spirit. This is about you, remembering what you were born capable of. Let's begin the awakening. Imagine this, you wake up in the morning and your first thoughts are about yesterday. The same worries. The same doubts. You check your phone, follow the same routine, feel the same emotions, and respond to the world in the same ways. It feels automatic, because it is. According to Dr. Joe Dispenza, by the time you're 35 years old, 95% of who you are is a set of memorized behaviors, emotional reactions, beliefs, and unconscious habits. In other words, you're not living freely, you're running a deeply conditioned program. The conscious mind, the part of you that wants change, is only responsible for about 5% of your thoughts and actions. The other 95%? That's the subconscious. And it doesn't care about what you want. It only knows what you've repeated. So even when you set goals, make vision boards, or try to think positively, your body is still living in the past, responding to memories, stress, and fear like clockwork. You might say, I want abundance. But your body says, I only know struggle. You say, I want love. But your nervous system remembers rejection. That's why change is so hard. You're trying to build a new life with the emotional chemistry of the old one. The subconscious was shaped by experiences, especially painful or emotional ones. These formed beliefs like I'm not enough, nothing ever works out for me, or people always leave. These became programs, and now, you live them as if they were facts. The real power lies not in reacting to life, but in consciously rewriting the script. Dr. Joe's work shows that once you understand how your brain and body work together, you can interrupt the program and begin to rewire it. But to do that, you need to do something that feels unnatural at first. You need to break the habit of being yourself. You have to stop living as a record of the past, and start acting from a vision of the future. Because once your subconscious mind accepts a new belief, your entire biology shifts to match it. That's not magic. That's neuroplasticity. Let's make something clear. Your body is not just responding to the world around you. It's responding to the world you believe in. In You Are the Placebo, Dr. Joe Dispenza presents cases of spontaneous remission, where people healed from diseases without surgery, medication, or even clear scientific explanation. What they had, instead, was a powerful belief that something would change. And it did. How? Because your beliefs, especially when charged with emotion, don't stay trapped in your head. They communicate directly with your nervous system, your hormones, and even your genes. Think about it. When you believe something stressful is about to happen, your heart races. Your cortisol spikes. Your immune system weakens. Even if nothing has actually happened yet. Your body can't tell the difference between a real event and one vividly imagined. It doesn't respond to reality. It responds to your perception of reality. Now here's the key insight. If fear, stress, and trauma can reprogram your biology negatively, then intentional belief and elevated emotions, like gratitude, love, and certainty, can reprogram it positively. This is the true power of becoming your own placebo. Dispenza shares the story of a man given a terminal diagnosis who believed a trial drug would save his life. He made a miraculous recovery. When he later learned the drug was ineffective, he relapsed and died. His biology obeyed his belief, not the chemistry. The placebo effect isn't just a quirk of medicine. It's a proof of power. It reveals that your thoughts can become matter, that your inner world can shape your outer experience. But there's a catch. Most people are unconsciously using this power against themselves. They believe they're sick, unloved, unlucky, and their biology conforms. The body becomes a slave to the stories the mind keeps telling. What if you could flip the script? What if instead of waiting for change, you became the signal of that change in your own body first? Because once you start feeling the emotions of your future, before it happens, your brain doesn't know the difference. And that's when reality begins to follow you. By now, you understand, you're not just a product of your past, you're a product of your repetition. And the only way to change your future is to recode the program running silently in the background. Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches that the subconscious mind doesn't speak in logic or language. It speaks through emotion, imagery, and habit. That's why simply thinking positive doesn't work. To truly reprogram the subconscious, you must feel the future into existence, so deeply, so consistently, that your body experiences it as if it's real right now. Here's how it works. 1. Enter a receptive state. The brain becomes most programmable when it's in theta brainwave states, right between sleep and wakefulness. This is when the conscious mind relaxes, and the subconscious becomes open to suggestion. That's why Dr. Joe emphasizes meditation. Not as a ritual, but as a gateway. When you meditate properly, you lower brainwave frequency, disconnect from the outer world, and become pure awareness. You step out of the predictable past, and into the field of possibility. 2. Install the new identity. In that quiet space, visualize your future self, not vaguely, but in vivid sensory detail. Who are you becoming? How do you walk, speak, breathe? What do you feel in your heart when that future is already real? Feel it now, as if the future already arrived. This isn't delusion. It's neuroplasticity in action. You're firing new synapses. You're teaching your body a new emotional signature. And when practiced daily, that emotional code becomes your default frequency. The old program of fear, scarcity, sickness can't survive in the energy of gratitude, wholeness, and abundance. 3. Repetition seals the transformation. The subconscious learns through repetition and emotion. The more often you show it your future, the more likely it accepts it. Eventually, you won't have to visualize success or love. You'll simply wake up as that version of yourself. This is not fake it till you make it. This is feel it until you become it. Here's the question you must ask yourself every single day. What emotion am I broadcasting into the field right now? Because emotions are not just feelings, they are chemistry. And chemistry is energy. And energy is communication. According to Dr. Joe Dispenza, your emotions signal to the quantum field what kind of reality you're aligned with. They are like frequencies sent out into a sea of infinite potential. Low emotions, like fear, shame, anger, produce incoherence in the heart and brain. Your field becomes chaotic, and the world mirrors it back. High emotions, like love, gratitude, joy, produce coherence. Your energy becomes harmonious, focused, magnetic. So when you feel abundant, even without money in your account, when you feel love, even without a relationship, when you feel healed, even if your body still shows symptoms, you are sending a powerful, organized signal that says, I already am what I seek. And the universe listens. In this way, you don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. The catch? Most people are emotionally addicted to the past. They've rehearsed stress, guilt, or unworthiness so often, it's become their baseline. Their nervous system is wired for survival, not creation. That's why change feels so hard. Because your body is fighting for the emotional familiarity of pain. But the truth is, you can teach your body a new chemistry. You can condition your inner world to produce emotions that align with your vision, not your history. This is why Dr. Joe teaches people to spend time every day bathing their body in the emotional energy of their future. Not because it feels good, but because it creates coherence. Coherence between mind and heart. Between thought and feeling. Between who you were and who you are becoming. And the moment you sustain that emotional state longer than your familiar past, that's when the shift begins. Your biology changes. Your field shifts. And reality rearranges. Because your emotion is no longer a reaction. It's a creation. Close your eyes and ask yourself this. If your dream future already existed, how would you live today? Would you walk differently? Speak more confidently? Make different choices? This is the secret many miss. Manifestation isn't about waiting for life to change. It's about becoming the version of you who already lives that life. Joe Dispenza calls this the act of stepping into the unknown. Because in truth, your future isn't predictable. It's possible. The only way to access it is to break free from the familiar emotions, routines, and identities of your past self, and instead, align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the person you're becoming. Think of your future self as a signal. When you begin to act in ways that match that signal, when you wake up early, when you say no to old habits, when you meditate even though your mind resists, you're tuning into that frequency. And over time, something miraculous happens. That version of you is no longer a possibility. It becomes who you are. Joe's work is filled with examples of people who healed chronic illnesses, reversed trauma, or created abundance, not by chasing external change, but by fully embodying internal transformation. They didn't wait to feel whole after the healing. They felt whole first, and the healing followed. They didn't wait to be loved. They became love. They didn't wait for the evidence. They became the proof. So ask yourself now, are you rehearsing the past? Or are you rehearsing your future? Each choice you make is a vote. Each thought is a brushstroke on the canvas of your destiny. When your internal state becomes greater than your external environment, when you stop living as a memory and start living as a vision, that's when your life changes. Not someday. Now. If you've made it here, then you already know. The power to change your life was never out there. It's been inside you all along. You are not your diagnosis. You are not your trauma. You are not your memories, your mistakes, or the stories you've been told. You are a field of consciousness, alive, aware, and powerful beyond measure. And you are constantly broadcasting a signal to the universe. Through your thoughts. Through your emotions. Through your energy. Dr. Joe Dispenza's message is not wishful thinking. It's science. You don't need to wait for the right moment, the right person, the right miracle. You are the moment. You are the person. You are the miracle. When you understand how your thoughts change your brain, how your emotions change your body, and how your energy shapes your reality, you no longer live as a victim of circumstance. You live as a conscious creator. But it takes practice. It takes courage. And it takes consistency. Because the old you will want to come back. It will whisper, this won't work. It will pull you into fear, into doubt, into comfort. But you will remember. You are not your past. You are the awareness choosing what comes next. So don't just listen to this message. Live it. Meditate. Visualize. Feel the future now. And when you do, every cell in your body will begin to respond. Not to who you've been, but to who you are becoming. You are not a bystander in your life. You are the force that shapes it. You are the belief. You are the signal. You are the placebo.